Hello and welcome back. This is episode 215 of NooBTooB, a weekly independent podcast where we are covering the best games of 2010.
Yay!
Yes. And I am Yuzo Watanabe.
So I'm Tobin Kozaire, and this week what we decided to do is, like we've done every year in the past, is we're going to do 2 episodes where we break down everything from the year. We got downloadables, we got handhelds, we got Wii, we got current gen,
we got most anticipated of next year,
we got
most disappointing, worst.
Most disappointing. So we got everything. We got this is it, man. This is 2010, the year in review NooBTooB style bitches.
That's right, and hopefully I think this will actually come out before Christmas. This one will. The next one, we'll get a little close.
The Christmas season. So say your parents got you a game like Epic Mickey, for example, and you wanted to return it and get a good game.
Yes. Make sure you don't open it. Just leave it sealed.
So this can be your shopping guide for,
with all the Christmas money.
Basically. Yeah, exactly. Spend your Christmas money on good shit.
Yes. The very first category we have is
best handheld game.
Handheld. This was hard.
This was shockingly hard. This is one of those things I hadn't thought about it until we started doing the list, and I was just like, all right, best handheld game. I'm going through the list. I'm like,
no, that was the year before.
Right. I was like, oh, there must have been a Mario and Luigi RPG this year, right?
Yeah, no. Might Magic, right? No. No. That was our best game of last year.
Yeah. Was the Zelda train thing this year? That was last year, right?
Actually,
one is we didn't like it.
I think it was most disappointing, or one of our disappointing games last year.
I think you're right. We didn't like the train of doom.
But yeah, it was pretty tough. Like I was going through all the different lists of games that were released. Wikipedia's Games of 2010 has been a very, very useful thing for us. But I wanted to like talk over like what games didn't make the list.
Games didn't?
Like just like real quick, like just to make it a little bit interesting.
Okay.
Could you only find 3 games?
So my list was short. I mean, because the thing is, what happened is I was looking. I didn't really play anything on the PSP that I liked all that much this year. I played the Kingdom Hearts I didn't like very much.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't like it.
Really, and so what I actually ended up doing is I ended up expanding my list to iPhone.
Oh,
because there was a bunch of iPhone games that I enjoyed.
I played a couple of iPhone games.
Yeah.
I don't think any made my list, but
yeah. So Cut the Rope almost made my list. I don't know if you
that was
played
good.
that.
Yeah,
it was really fun.
I played on my iPad. So what did I do to deserve this, my Lord? 2.
Yeah.
Close, really close.
Yeah,
just barely made it up there.
You didn't have any good games to talk about.
Apparently not. No, but seriously,
that didn't make your list. I thought you really liked that.
I did, but it was just it's like the 4th one. It was number 4.
Okay.
So did it? So none really did make your list besides Cut the Rope.
No.
Fruit Ninja.
Fruit Ninja's fun.
Okay.
Fruit Ninja's fun. I mean, like
Angry Birds.
Those are all iPhone games. Yeah, and God, what was it? I was talking to Locke the other night, and he was mentioning a bunch of mobile games. I was like, I didn't like that. Didn't like that. So,
dude, mobile games in general, I think have a particular taste. Like people either really like them or not. Like everybody's talking about Angry Birds. Like everybody, it's like the biggest thing.
I didn't like it.
It's not very good. Like, I don't think it's very good.
I mean, it's kind of fun for a couple minutes. You're catapulting birds across the thing, but I've definitely played better ones.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't get it.
Yeah,
but let's go with number 3.
All right, so number 3 for me actually is an iPhone game.
What?
Yep. So it's Infinity Blade.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So I saw that. No, I have not tried it. Is it worth the $5, $6?
Absolutely.
Really?
So for one thing, it is.
Let me order it right now.
It is bar none the best looking game on the iPhone. Full stop.
Well, dude, it's like it's Unreal.
It's the Unreal Engine.
Holy shit,
the whole thing is. You're this warrior, and you're kind of attacking this castle, and you're going step by step, fighting dudes, and you can. How's
the controls like?
The controls are really interesting. So you can dodge left and right during a fight. So I mean, there's like big dudes fighting you with swords, so you can dodge or you can parry, but you're parrying directionally because you're swiping. So it's like he comes down from the top, you got to parry up, and then you can cast a spell where you actually draw a gesture on the screen, like freeze him. Like you learn spells.
Is it RPG as well? Or?
Yeah, it's RPG. So you get experience. You level up. You level up your weapons, your swords. You level up your shields, like your helmet.
Holy crap!
You can spend skill points. Like you can buy new swords, buy new armor.
Because when I read the reviews about it, like people were saying, like it's kind of RPG light in many ways.
Yeah.
And it's kind of repetitive in terms of like you basically see a guy, you fight him. You go to the next guy, you fight him. You go to the next guy, you fight him. There's no towns or anything like that.
That's true. I mean, it doesn't have the complexity of a DS game. It doesn't have the complexity of one of these other games.
DS games.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't. The bar is not as high as these DS. I mean, like if you compare it to like actual RPGs,
absolutely.
Each fight is maybe 60 seconds to 2 minutes.
Oh, it's perfect.
Perfect. So I mean, it's the iPhone. It's the iPhone Dream Game. So you just sitting there like, I order a sandwich. I'm like, all right, hold on, motherfucker, I'm gonna tear your shit up. And then he's just like, your sandwich is ready. It's like, okay, cool. Done.
Well, so that's surprising to me because I've heard so much about it, and I was just like, dude, it's first big Unreal game.
Yeah.
Like I really wanted to get it. Now you sold me.
It looks awesome.
Wow. So it's on iPad too, because I probably want it on iPad as opposed to the.
I don't know.
Okay, I have to double check.
I don't know. That would be interesting though. Like that would. That
just
would
like,
be. Yeah. Just, yeah, that might actually be difficult to hold it and play, but who knows?
Who knows?
So
but
what's your number 3?
My number 3 is going to be Professor Layton in the Unwound Future.
Yes.
So it was good. It was definitely like, I mean, you look at, like, seriously, this year was really weak for both DS and PSP. Not to say that Layton was bad, but it's just like,
I'll fucking smack your face.
I'm just
smack
saying.
the beard off your face.
Come on, try it! Try it!
I'll try.
It's really
It's not coming off.
It's fierce. It's
Yes.
a very seriously strong beard. But yeah, so no, it was excellent. I'm sure, I'll let you talk about it a little more because I'm sure it's somewhere else
Oh,
on
you
your
think?
list.
It might be on my
Perhaps. But yeah, so I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
In another year, like with Mind Magic, with a Mario and Luigi RPG, it might have been pushed down. Like,
Really?
honestly. Like,
So you're not feeling the Layton as much
I mean,
as you
I've
used to?
played, like, again, right? Like, it's kind of like the first two for the most part. The story's a little better. The story's definitely much better in this one,
Right.
but it's not new. It's not vibrant. It doesn't, like, excite me like some of the other games are.
Right. Yeah,
but it's
that's
good.
true.
Craftsmanship, awesome.
Yeah.
Number 3.
So my number 2 was Dragon Quest IX.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So Dragon Quest IX, it was one of those things where it's like I was playing it and I was really enjoying it. I was playing it at home. I was playing on the plane, and then we took it to PAX.
Oh, that's where it blew up for me, dude. Oh.
And everything changed, and it was just like one of those things where you're like, "Wow, I wish I lived in a better world, where every day is PAX, and I could go hang out in front of Yodobashi camera."
So basically, Japan.
Yes, I want to live in Japan.
Okay,
is what I'm saying. But I mean, and the single player story by itself is phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
just really fun.
And like the thing is, like you look at it, it's kind of like JRPG. Like it's just going to show up on my list too. So just like I'll talk about it now.
Shocking.
Yeah, shocking. But it's like it's a JRPG, and it's almost aggressively Japanese RPG for the most part, right? It still harkens back to the old Dragon Quest and other stuff. But for some reason, to me, this transcends the JRPG genre because of the stories.
Yeah.
Right? The stories, the missions, the quests, they're actually interesting. The writing is good. It's just like, it's not shitty, emo Japanese kid, teenager, right?
And they very purposefully removed a lot of pain points. Like you and I complain about, there's a lot of things that were technical limitations back in the day of the NES.
Yep.
And it's like, it's one thing to retain style of old games, but it's another thing where you're like, days have gone by and we don't need, like you can save at any point.
Yep.
You can do this kind of stuff where it's like it compares weapons for you when you're purchasing things. I mean, just little things.
No
where
random battles.
No random battles. I mean, it's
awesome.
big. It's a big deal. So I mean, they've taken everything and then the multiplayer just brings it to a whole new level.
Oh, I know. And I think that's where it's genius. If they didn't have the multiplayer, this would not have made my list.
Right.
Right? Because, I mean, seriously, you take the example of I'm now playing with you on the plane, and we're playing together.
That was huge.
Like, wasn't that freaking awesome?
That was huge. I mean, we're sitting there on, different rows, different seats in Virgin, and we're just playing through a dungeon together, and it was awesome.
Yeah, and you can invite other people, you can do messaging, and, like, not only that, like, if I beat a dungeon, I can then share that map to you.
Yeah.
It's like a special dungeon that only like you and I can see or play.
And that's huge.
It's awesome.
That's huge.
So kudos to the team. I really hope a lot more games, especially portable games, start incorporating all this technology.
Yeah.
In Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker did some elements of this.
Right.
Collectibles and things like that. But I want to see American developers really take this and not do a JRPG, not do Metal Gear Solid, do something different.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, like, I hope that they look at the piles and piles of money that Dragon Quest has made in Japan and be like, wow, people want this.
Yep.
We just got to find a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really heard much about what they're doing with the networking for the 3DS. I doubt they're adding a really nice, like, Xbox Live style.
I think they have to fix it, though. If you think about it, they didn't fix it with the Wii. They did. Obviously, don't have anything decent for the DS, as there's something, but it's just like, I think the 3DS is the place where they said, all right, they have to build a network.
I want to sit on my couch and play Dragon Quest with you at your house in San Francisco. That is all I want. I mean, that is the shit right there.
I want to be in the Virgin International Terminal waiting for my plane saying, hey, Tobin, let's play blank.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's hop on.
Yeah, like anywhere, wherever I am. So make it happen.
Make it happen.
That's cool. So
Japan, do what I say, or I will come over and smash your buildings.
So
yes,
that's
my number 2.
My number 2?
Yeah.
This one actually, I think we reviewed last year, but it came out in the U.S. this year. Okay. Finally.
Yeah.
We didn't actually formally review it.
All right.
Do you know the game?
No.
Picross 3D.
Ah, yes, that's right.
So
yes.
this game, I don't know if it's really cheating because we didn't even consider it as part of our DS list last year.
And I mean, it didn't come out here until this year.
Yeah,
I mean, you
exactly.
were playing
March
an import
or something like that. Yeah, exactly. So, and I replayed it when I got the US version. I'm like, okay, now I can read the instructions. I know what to do.
Right.
As opposed to just block.
I still haven't tried that yet.
Dude,
like as much as you've talked about it, I still haven't tried it.
You're going to travel soon, so definitely pick up. Like, I'll borrow my copy.
I'm playing like this week.
Yeah, so it's like you like Picross, right?
I love Picross.
So this was even like it makes your brain like even hurt even more.
Yeah.
Because it's all 3D, you have to actually move stuff around. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So just overall, just generally, since we didn't review it, it's a puzzle game. You kind of like a mix of Sudoku.
Yeah.
And 3D, like again,
right? Yeah, I mean,
and Legos.
We if you go back and look at our not only we reviewed this and we reviewed the first Picross. If you guys want to see what the games are like, there's some gameplay videos in there and stuff. But what's funny to me is that like Picross doesn't change. Like every time you play it, it's like these 3D things. But you're like, I wish Layton changed. I wish that it had more stuff to it. I mean, it's just it's the same puzzle over and over and over again.
But it's different puzzles.
Yeah.
But I guess
so is Layton. Come on now.
No, but Layton is like different. It's different. It's like it's hard to explain. But
I gotcha.
But yeah, so that is my number 2 game on the portable side.
And my number 1,
yep,
Professor Layton's son.
Surprise!
I love it. I played all the way through. I beat it. I did all the collectibles. I really enjoyed the story. Like it was a lot more intensive this time. There was this whole back in time thing, and you're popping forward and back through time, and you're meeting the future you and the past you and all this stuff. Like old Luke, and all the voice acting was really well done, and I enjoyed all the puzzles.
And they added more to it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it was definitely an excellent one considering the crop.
Yeah.
Of downloadable games. My number 1.
What's that?
Dragon Quest IX.
Of course.
So I mean, tell you, dude, like craftsmanship, right?
Yeah.
It's just like they know how to build RPGs.
Yeah. Plain
and simple, portable. It's awesome. We've talked enough about it.
Yeah.
But boop.
So that is the year in handheld. I really hope that 2011 we get a lot more of the kind of big name.
We get the 3DS.
Yeah, we get the 3DS coming out. That should be some good stuff.
I think. Well, I'm a little worried because typically launch titles aren't that great for new things. Like just generally, there might be one good game, but that's usually it.
I want Rocket Slime 2 on the.
Why haven't they been making another one? I don't understand.
I don't know. I bought a copy of Rocket Slime, gave it to my brother, and he was just like, because he got sent to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And he was just like, that game is so fucking good. I beat it. Well, I was like, yes. Yes!
It is still good. It is still one of the best DS games. And I'm just boggled that they haven't built another one.
I don't know. Maybe it didn't sell well in Japan. Who knows? But
I don't know.
I'm definitely. I mean, the thing is I would really like to use my PSP more. Like, I'm really hoping that this year is my PSP year.
It's sad. So, like, seriously, the PSP is my what did I do to deserve this machine, right?
Yeah.
now. Seriously.
Yeah.
Beyond that, like, I still am saving God of War for when I travel.
Right.
But beyond that, like, seriously, what else is there?
Not much. Yeah.
And I think, honestly, PSP is actually kind of going down.
I wouldn't be surprised. I've heard sales numbers where it's just they're kind of it's been tanking.
And even the DS to some extent, and mostly due to iPhone games.
That's what they're saying.
So here's my prediction, dude. Next year,
you're
going to see 1 or 2 iPhone games in our list next year. Like,
or this year's one for mine.
I know,
but
I'm saying like on both of our lists.
Yeah.
Seriously, right? There's so many games being made on these platforms that
I wouldn't be surprised either. I mean, like that's where a lot of the gaming is going, and they're stepping up their game on it, like compared to the launch iPhone games.
Well, once the Unreal Engine gets there, and I think they just released the tools for Unreal, so you can actually do iOS.
Right.
Rage Engine from id Software is gonna. They've already showed some demos, so like they're gonna get some amazing freaking experiences.
Yeah. So next up is best Wii game.
Yeah, Wii game. This was also difficult.
I had a lot easier time with this. I definitely had a lot of things that I enjoyed this year on the Wii.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So I didn't have a game that didn't make my list.
I did. Kirby didn't make my list.
Oh.
So I liked Kirby a lot more than you did. Yeah, I really enjoyed Kirby.
Okay.
And there was some other. I'm trying to remember what there was 1 or 2 other ones that I was looking at. I'm like, it's okay.
Like Red Steel 2.
No. But yeah, it definitely. The Nintendo is continuing their thing of doing a couple very, very large titles.
Yes.
Which means that our lists may be rather similar.
Maybe. But maybe ordering might be slightly different. Number 3 for me was Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Me too.
Okay, so
if our lists are identical, I'm going to shit my pants.
No, it's going to be. No, it won't be. Number 2 won't be.
Okay.
I'm positive it won't
All right.
be.
Well, we'll see. So yeah, Donkey Kong Country Returns.
We just reviewed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is seriously one of the best platformers that I played for the past year. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is. I'm still playing it. Like
I need to
I'm
play
now on the 4th world. And
here it gets even harder.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Have you done the rocket levels yet?
I haven't. Wait.
Were you on a rocket? Okay, apparently those are even worse than the minecart levels.
And the minecart level is off the chisel. Like that is unbelievably hard. But it's yet again, it's one of those things where it's like I am, I feel like a god when I finally do finish that level. I think I told you this. I was playing this, and I kept dying, and finally I was like, I want to try a different level. Yeah. And I did the Super Donkey Kong, so it's like you can be like the I'm a bitch
After
button.
you die 8 times or something like that? Or like what happens?
Yeah, I don't even know when
I never happened to me.
It's at a checkpoint. So if you go to the checkpoint, if you talk to the dude at the checkpoint, he's like, hey, are you a little bitch with a vagina?
Would you say yes?
I was like, yes. So then Super Donkey Kong comes out of nowhere, does the whole level.
Wow.
He starts at the very beginning. It's not from where you are. It's from the very beginning and does the whole level.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So then I went on, I kept playing, but it didn't change the color of that dot. Like normally when you beat it, it goes from blue to red. And I was playing the rest of the level, and I looked back, and there was that one dot that was still blue. I'm like,
you're like,
motherfucker, I am not going to be a bitch like that. So this is a level where I had died 50 times.
Yeah, and then
I went back, I beat it without dying.
Really?
I went in, I'm like, fuck, I am going to beat this level. I don't even care. And I'd seen how he did it, but I mean, like, you still need the reflexes and everything. And I just went through and was like, oh, and it's like, boom, all the way through.
So you probably, all during that time, your subconscious
my brain had been practicing
the game constantly.
It's true. I was like,
awesome.
I'm not going down like that. I'm not going to do it. So
all right, let's see how much happens in the next few levels. Because seriously, dude, I hear it gets ridiculous.
Oh, God, it's so hard. But it's perfect. I mean, it's hard in such an awesome way.
So, and honestly, like, I'm really glad Retro Studios had found another, because the thing is, like, they did the Metroid Primes, so you're like, maybe they're stuck in a Metroid rut, like, you know, like, whatever. No, I can do a 2D platformer, awesome as well.
Yeah, and
good job.
It's especially good compared to the fact that you and I have been reviewing other platformers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, Sonic came out, Epic Mickey came out, other these things came out, and it's with other things to compare them to, it still was just head and shoulders above all the competition.
Absolutely. Just polish, and it's like pure polish, pure everything. So
so get that game. Number 2. What's
number
your number 2?
Monster Hunter Tri. Told you it wouldn't be on your list.
Really?
So Monster Hunter Tri, like something about this game, it was like the crafting, the depth, the questing. Like seriously, remember I was telling you, it was like I had sunk in like 15 hours by that point, where it was just like I didn't even scratch the surface.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like the fact that you can do online, which still sucked. Fuck you, Nintendo. That's still annoying. Fix it for the next one.
Figure out online to save their lives.
It's like they don't want to. They're aggressively like saying like, no, fuck online. We're going to make it so that you don't even want to bother.
Yeah. We'll make it so bad that you don't even miss it because you never try.
Yeah. And they put online, and then they'll just say, nobody's going to try it anyways.
Yeah, they're like, maybe nobody will notice that we've basically just put a different box in a GameCube, right?
Yeah.
They're like, we can't really do online.
Yeah. So I don't think they understand what a server is.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
So you were just rocking the Monster Hunter.
Oh, dude, I loved it, and it's just like for some reason it was kind of one of those RPGs that were so hardcore.
Yeah.
That like it's almost like the Demon Souls experience, where it's just like I would die fighting these huge ass monsters and be like, oh, what do I got to do? Do I have to grind? Do I have to get better weapons? Do I have to do this? And it was just like constant repeating that. It's amazing.
Did it feel like Shadow of the Colossus style? Like when you go after some really big enemies, like you have to find all their patterns and all that stuff?
You have to find their patterns, but you obviously don't have to climb them.
Right.
For one. But no, the sense of epicness when you were fighting, when you saw these huge monsters, exact same feeling.
Okay.
I'm like,
see, I can understand that.
Shit.
Like that appeal, I can understand that appeal. I couldn't get into the Monster Hunter Tri style, but I can understand that draw.
It's almost, it reminds me of WoW, because we're playing a lot of WoW through the thing, where it's like this guy always retreats, so you have to figure out a different pattern of skills to use, right? It's like every single monster is different. Every single monster has different collectibles. You got to do all this stuff, and it's just crafting and like, it's hardcore.
Yeah,
and I miss it.
Hardcore.
I miss hardcore RPGs because everybody, look at Fable, look at all these other people. They're going casual, man.
Yeah, it's softcore. Yeah, they're all softcore. That's what it is.
That's right.
We're playing softcore RPGs.
I need penetration. Yeah. Right?
I need to see the bumpin' nasties. I don't want fuzzy breasts and girls pretending to kiss. No. Hardcore.
Yeah, plus free agility. Like, I want to see that.
Right.
Like, immediately. Not, Yeah, I think his muscle got a little bit bigger.
Right.
I think
you have 6 more fans that you can spend. Yeah.
Followers, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's it for me. My number 2.
My number 2 is Metroid Other M.
All right, yeah. I can see that. I can totally see that.
I love that game.
It was. It had some problems, but yeah,
it had some. But I mean, it didn't bother me as much as you. Like
yeah.
I very much got into the Metroid mindset of I was getting all my skills and I was revisiting all the levels, and I mean, it was just so well put together with the kind of going back once you had the new skills. Like I just love that whole thing of unlocking everything.
The exploration, they did a really amazing job of exploration. I thought they stumbled a bit with some of the cutscenes in the storyline. Like I hated the fact that Metroid talked.
Yeah.
Or Samus talked. Yeah. It was just like, seriously? And they picked the worst voice actors ever.
Yeah, no, that part sucked. I mean, but the thing is I was just like,
how far did you get into it?
I am far. Like,
because I know you spent like hours and hours in that game. So.
I've gotten very far. I mean, and the boss battles get very, very epic. There's all these multi-stage battles. Like you're really using your skills, and the platforming and exploration was done excellently well. So Metroid Other M.
Yeah, so good job. I mean that's one of the big franchises too, right? I mean, we didn't get a Zelda this year.
We did not.
We didn't get a couple other things, but we got a Metroid and a Donkey Kong and one other one.
Did they mention a new Zelda for next year at E3
this
year?
Isn't there a Zelda on the 3DS?
Yeah, but they're not Wii, huh? Like they're not doing another Wii.
I don't think so.
I don't understand what Nintendo's doing. Like, they've just got these money bags, and they're just like, all right, this year, okay, let's do Metroid, Mario, Zelda. Metroid, Mario, Zelda. Every platform. Put one on every platform, just fucking do it, And it's
you're right. I mean, like...
Dragon Quest. Metroid, Mario, Zelda, Dragon Quest.
Well, I think so next year, I can't even remember what the big titles are going to be.
I don't remember.
Because Nintendo does one of the things where they wait to E3 and then announce games that are coming out in 3 months. Like, they don't do this huge lead time for stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
And their big news was the 3DS. It wasn't so much the
And there's the fucking Kid Icarus on there. Right. There's
they'll probably do
Zelda,
Mario Galaxy 3.
No, they won't do that next year. They will not do that. Like, we won't see a good Mario.
Because they don't like money.
Yeah, I guess.
They might do a Paper Mario.
Oh shoot, you're right.
That'd be cool.
So if they do a Paper Mario or a Mario RPG, I would be super happy next year.
I would be pumped. Both of those franchises are awesome. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put money on the fact that we both have the same number one.
I think we do have the same number one. Yeah. So let's do Mario Galaxy 2.
Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh my God! Go watch our review. Like right now, pause. Do NooBTooB Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Like
we're both just kind of like, It is. I mean, come on. I mean, it is platforming perfection, and it's one of those things where it's like you're a sequel to an already perfect game, and you and I, both went into it. We're like, I hope it's as good. I hope it's like we kind of had this hope in us.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes into the game, I was just like, my eyes were like saucers, and it was just like every second was fun.
And it's just like the pacing, like one of the things Nintendo does so well is just like, it's one of those things, right? They teach you something, and then you use it all throughout the entire level. And then you learn something else. And then you come back to it sometimes. You're like, oh yeah, you're riding Yoshi? Here's a much harder level. It's been a couple of levels.
Yeah.
But it for some reason, it does things to my brain.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And the crazy thing about this was this is one of the few games where every level or two, they would do something. I'm like, no way. No way. Like, they would do things with light and dark, or things vanishing and disappearing, or things with, Yoshi running like from behind, so you'd had to do stuff as it came, and then it would turn to 2D, and he's running up walls, and
the whole flashlight with a haunted
the flashlight.
Like seriously, like platforming where you are using light to create platforms. It's just like, who thought up this shit?
And I remember vividly from our review, what we were saying is we're just like, every level was an idea that you could have made a whole game.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, any shovelware developer would just be like, all right, we've thought of this one thing, and Nintendo's like, yeah, we thought of one thing every 10 minutes. Like, we have so many awesome ideas. It doesn't even matter. Like, they could just, there was 1,000 new ideas.
I mean, you look at what they do there, right? And you look at other games like, remember Ratchet, where Ratchet was kind of like doing a little bit of Super Mario Galaxy stuff, and they just, it was an okay game, right? Ratchet was fine, but it's just like, it had none of what Super Mario Galaxy. And like, what's weird is a lot of people, like, you see people like, why do you like Super Mario Galaxy so much? It's like,
you've heard people say that?
Yeah. Like, have
they not played it?
Well, that's the thing. They're like, yeah, whatever. It's a platformer. It's like, I don't know if they truly understand the level of detail it takes to make this set of things of jumping, running, and doing whatever, and making it perfect seriously, like 20 different varieties and make them all fun.
Yeah.
How hard that is.
It's almost impossible. And it's just like, maybe there's a lot of people out there that are programmed to be like, well, it's not a shooter, it's not Call of Duty, like it's okay, it's a platformer.
I get to jump around on Yoshi, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you and I have these gamer brains where it's just like, it's not the shooting, it's not the this or whatever, it's the experience where if it's got that thing that tickles your brain and shows you new stuff and makes you solve new things, we'll love it no matter what it is.
Yeah, and like I try to think of other people that can do it really well, and I think that's why we like Nick's Quest so much.
Yeah.
Right? They actually took at least 8 different concepts and put them all together and built awesome levels around it. Right?
Yeah,
so nobody else can do that as well as Nintendo for this.
Nintendo owns that shit.
Pretty
much. They do it once a year. That's it. That's once a year.
I know.
They did that with Donkey Kong too. Like they perfected those elements for Donkey Kong, but it wasn't the same stuff.
It wasn't on the same level.
No.
It was Super Mario Galaxy 2.
No.
So that is the number. If you own a Wii and you don't have Super Mario Galaxy 2, seriously,
you're crazy.
You what the fuck? Go out and buy it now. It's probably $20.
What? Yeah, go to Amazon right now. One-click that shit. So next up is most disappointing game.
So we're gonna pick the top one, right?
Yeah, we gotta pick the top one. We can talk about stuff that almost made the list.
Yeah. So a couple of ones that almost made the list. For me, Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno is a good one.
I was so excited about that game.
Yeah,
but
it looked really cool. It was one of those things where it looked like it was going to be awesome for sure.
Yeah, and if you remember, go back to us playing the demo. The demo was awesome.
Yeah,
but it only showed that one slice, and then the game was pretty much that same shit over and over again.
It's true. So what almost made my list was for disappointing was Time Crisis: Raising Storm. Just because,
really, because you were really excited about it.
I was like a kid in a candy shop. I was so excited, and then I played it. And I was like, "Wow, you guys destroyed everything I love about this game!" Like it was 180 degrees, just crap.
Yeah, and I felt the exact same way about Crackdown 2.
Yeah.
Like I was going into expecting to be just like Crackdown. It was going to be awesome, and it was just like, what is this shit? It was terrible.
That's actually my pick.
Shit! Oh, sorry.
No, I mean that
Epic
was
Mickey didn't make it.
That was on my list. So
okay.
Epic Mickey was my runner-up.
It's my runner-up too.
Yeah, it's your runner-up. I mean, like
so like Crackdown.
I mean, Crackdown 1 is it still stands as just a pinnacle. Like it stands as one of my favorite games ever. Mm-hmm. And I figured just do that.
Yeah.
Just do that, and I would have loved it just as much. I mean, like, there was nowhere to go but down, but you could have just kept on the same path. You're like, here's a couple new bosses, here's a couple new weapons, here's a bigger world.
A couple of, races and stuff like that, like whatever.
Whatever. You had it. You had the formula, and then you threw in zombies, and you took out the fun. And
they actually tweaked the formula, so it's actually kind of fucked it up.
Yeah.
Like, it was all about just getting the agility orbs, and then, like, you'd get them, but you wouldn't get as that much powerful. It just didn't feel like you were a badass superhero. And you should. Like, that's the whole point of it, right?
And I think that a lot of that was the structure of the first one was, since you were attacking bosses, the bosses got progressively harder, so you felt as you got more of a badass, you did more badass things.
Yeah.
But in this, it was endless swarm of the same zombies.
Yeah,
so it's just like I would jump higher, I would do more shit, and then you're like, wow, now you threw 1,000 zombies at me instead of 800. I don't feel like a badass. I feel like I'm fucking 99 Knightsing this shit. You know?
Yeah, and it's the same thing with like they added this whole element of protect this thing from all the zombies. And it was the worst game mode ever.
Terrible.
And they make you do it a bunch of times.
Yeah, and well, that's the boss. Those are the bosses.
Like,
9 times.
I thought there were other things too.
No, that's it. They took out the gang bosses, and it was just those underground things that you guard while an endless horde of fucking bullshit zombies come at you.
And it's just I don't understand. It's just like you take a mode, you get some people to play it and say, is this good or bad?
Yeah.
At some point, someone says like, this is okay. And somebody's saying like, let's make 9 of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. God damn it. So that's mine. So and you said that Epic Mickey was very close for you.
Very close for me.
That was my
number 2.
That was like my runner up. Is I wanted to say Epic Mickey, but I was more excited for Crackdown.
I was so much more disappointed amongst all those games. I was really disappointed. Final Fantasy 13.
Final Fantasy 13.
That game, like seriously, like I like Final Fantasy is just like one of those games, right? It has like a place in your heart, remember it, and everything we played, right? We played the demo from the Japanese release of the Final Fantasy 7. What is it? Whatever.
Oh, the movie.
The movie. It came with the demo. We bought in Japan for like $80 or whatever. So we played that. I'm like, I don't get what's going on, but I like what they're doing.
Oh, it looked badass. I mean, like
really
you'd be in these fights, and it looked really cool, and it was just like the most beautiful game ever made on the PS3.
Absolutely.
You're playing, you're like, how could the game not be awesome?
Yeah, how could
this
they screw
not be?
it up?
Yeah.
Oh, if you make the levels from point A to point B.
Yeah.
You make the tutorial level 40 hours long. Right?
Yeah.
The storyline makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
No.
Voice acting is terrible.
And it wasn't a Final Fantasy game. I mean, like all of the things that you're saying, it just comes down to it's just like, where was the open world? Like, where were the chocobo races? Where was
it's 40 hours in.
Yeah.
Basically.
And even, like, I talk to people that are just like, no, you don't understand, it opens up 40 hours in. What happens is it opens up briefly, and you've got, like, these branching choices, then you get back in a fucking tunnel and slog on till the end.
But you get to choose which tunnel you go to, right? As opposed to it forcing you down this thing.
Tunnel A, B, and C. But, I mean, I fully support that choice. I mean, this was the next gen. This was it. Like, this was them showing what they can do on a new platform.
Mm-hmm. And it was like the savior, right? It was just like, okay, this was going to be like the thing that's going to really reinvigorate the PS3.
Yeah.
For some reason, somebody decided to pay a lot of money to put it on the 360 too, and it's just like, I hope that guy did that okay, because I don't think we sold that many copies.
I mean, if nothing else, they took a lot of wind out of the sails of PlayStation, right? I mean, like, it was a good strategic move because it takes away exclusives.
True.
But I mean,
but if maybe if it was an awesome game,
it was a better game.
It'd be a little more powerful.
Yeah. And this is kind of yet another nail in the Japanese style gaming, right? I mean, like, we're seeing a lot of these things where what they think are unstoppable behemoths haven't really caught up to modern times, right?
No, and they're probably not selling as well as they used to. Right. Before, like Final Fantasy VII, all those games are selling millions and millions of copies. I'm sure actually Final Fantasy 13 did okay.
I'm sure it did fine.
But I think it's just more, writing on the wall. The Japanese developers really need to figure out how to market their games to the rest of the world. Right?
Yeah, I mean, and like, it's not like they're lost. Right? I mean, Dragon Quest IX, has the formula. I mean, they've got
Vanquish.
Oh my God,
Bayonetta. Right? Like, people know how to do. Even Dead Rising 2, right? To some extent. So
that's right.
They know how to do it. It's just that there's some of those developers who are like, I'm going to make JRPG with an emo kid.
Yeah.
And go.
I still can't believe that somebody sat down and there was a level designer. There was a level designer for Final Fantasy 13, and it's just like somebody was looking at a wall where they had printed out all of the levels, and it was just like tunnel, 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 tunnel. And it's like, you can say there was outdoor stuff. It's like, yeah, but if you looked at the map, it would have been tunnel, right? Because it's like outdoor, climb up this ledge, walk up this way, tunnel, tunnel, tunnel. Like, so the level designer should be shot.
You know what it was, though? I'm sure it was. The level designer was like, I'm sick of drawing tunnels. I'm going to make Y.
Yeah.
Right? He draws Y, puts it up there, he's like, no, you're fired.
You didn't get the memo?
Whoever was the designer had this grand scheme of like, we can't have branches. It's too complicated.
God damn it.
We got to teach these. We got to get these, because they think, okay, well, right, it's casual. We got to go after the Wii market.
Right.
I got to dumb down the Final Fantasy mechanics and stretch them over 40 fucking hours of gameplay to teach them how to do it.
And the thing is you and I talked about the fact that, like, I played 20 hours in, and the fight mechanics were actually getting sick. Like, they were getting really cool.
They got interesting.
Doing all sorts of combos, and you're doing changing modes and stuff. But it's like, so that was cool. I was glad that happened. Didn't make the game worth playing. Because, I mean, A, it took a long time to get to it, like you said. But, I mean, B, it's just, it's not a Final Fantasy game. It's still A to B. Like, it's just a brawler at that point.
Yeah, it was like a timing attack brawler. And if the story doesn't really get you there either, right?
It's the combat got good. It really did.
Yeah.
But big disappointment.
Big disappointment.
So let's move on from that downer to what we think is pretty exciting, which is most anticipated game of 2011.
Yeah, so 2011 looks to be a pretty damn good year.
Yes.
A bunch of different games are out there. I need to add a couple of other ones. I just thought of them, actually.
Oh, really?
But so we're just going to pick like one, but what didn't make your number one?
So,
because I know it's hard, man, because you have a tough choice between two. I know two particular ones you're
I do, and it's one of those weird things where I have to weigh these things in my brain where it's like you go back and forth between, creativity of experience or length of experience, or, I mean, because there's things where it's like, which of your two kids do you love the most?
But dude, it's a decision of like, okay, say they both came on the same day, which do you put in first? That's the decision, dude.
I know,
That's what it is.
And I remember us having those discussions, especially with things like, I remember Brutal Legend and something else came out on the same day.
It was Uncharted 2.
It was Uncharted 2, and you're like, which one do you play first? I'm like, I don't know, they're both so awesome.
You couldn't make the call, but you got to make the call here. That's most anticipated.
Yeah.
So what didn't make the list?
So I didn't pick Yakuza 4.
Wow!
I didn't pick Yakuza 4. Yeah.
Really? Why is that? It's cool. Now you have to talk about your favorite kid or second favorite kid.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like if I only had money to take one of you to college, I guess I'll take the guy with the half tub, right? It's just like, Of course, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Course,
I mean,
yeah.
but for me, it's between Yakuza 4 and Uncharted 3.
Yeah.
And I love Uncharted so very much.
It is good.
It's
a tough call.
I love it, but I mean, it really.
But you love Yakuza.
I do. I love Yakuza.
And from what I hear, Yakuza 4 is pretty freaking awesome,
yeah.
right?
So I mean, if we're going to be totally honest about this, in my brain they're a tie. You know,
Yeah.
like it is.
But Uncharted has the edge.
I gotta give the edge to Uncharted.
So Uncharted didn't make my list.
Yeah.
It was very close. I had as my number one Dead Space 2.
Yeah.
Because we played it, and I'm seriously so excited to play that game. But then I saw a leaked release list for Blizzard.
Oh.
Who knows if it's legit? But you look at it, it's just like it all just makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? You look at it.
Are you saying Diablo 3?
Diablo 3, quarter 4. So that I saw that today. Actually, I posted on the NooBTooB thing, and I'm just like, this beat it. This beat Dead Space 2. If they release it,
if they release it.
But seriously, they have that. I mean, they have a bunch of other shit, like 2 expansions for World of Warcraft, a World of Warcraft movie, a new MMO called Titan.
That confuses me. I still am blown
It's
away
like
by the fact
2013,
that,
right?
Yeah, but I just can't believe they're doing another MMO.
My guess is either an MMO RTS,
or
an MMO RPG or FPS.
Yeah.
Right, because
those have fared very well so far.
Dude, they're making another PlanetSide. They're jumping it. So that might be good.
So another thing that almost made my list.
Yeah.
Portal 2.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
Portal 2. I mean, all these games are going to be so
There's
fucking
some good
awesome.
ones. There are some good
there
ones.
There were videos that came out today of have you seen any footage at all of LA Noire?
No, that's a big
shit.
I know.
LA Noire has it looks like a playable film noir. I mean, and it has the best facial animations of anything I've ever seen. It's not like close. It's like better than any CG I've seen in any movie.
Is it like no Uncanny Valley?
No, not for me. I don't believe there's any Uncanny Valley. I mean, like you look at these, like some faces are better than others, but the ones that are the best, it looks like a person. You can see when they get angry. You see a vein pop out in their neck. You see the wrinkles on their forehead. I mean, like if you guys go out there and just look for like LA Noire facial animation or something.
Yeah, it's been all over the net. I haven't actually had a chance to see it yet, but I've been hearing a lot about it.
But this year looks pretty good for some games.
Dude, yeah, LA Noire.
Portal 2.
I know.
Portal 2.
But even given all those, it's got to be if they release a Diablo 3 free and Uncharted for you, huh?
Sure, that's gonna be huge.
Oh, it's gonna be a good year.
I'm looking forward to Half-Life 2 Episode 3. I'm sure that's coming out this year, right?
I would love to see a leaked Valve.
Yeah.
thing.
Oh god damn it.
Can you imagine?
Valve drives me crazy.
I know.
Valve drives me crazy. Valve's like going to a strip club with the hottest woman you've ever seen. You know, it's just like they're like dun 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 dun. You're like, but I just want to touch. Like, no, you can't touch. You just look.
You touch when it's done.
Yeah, that's right. You go to the champagne room.
That's right.
Like, when's the champagne room? Like it opens in 2015. Champagne room still under construction.
And don't call Gabe fat, or else it's another year after that.
That's right. God damn it.
Oh man. So
that's it.
I think that's it for this episode.
Yeah.
So we do have next week. We'll have the big list, right? The current gen.
We'll have worst game of 2010 next week. We'll have current gen
downloadable
games. We got all sorts of stuff coming up. So we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. We're out.
Hello, welcome back. Wow, it's only been 4 years, almost. 2.5. All right, let's try again.